What are you talking about, bro?
Groupon all day long.
Groupon all day, bro.
This is Less Than Zero. Less Than Zero.
Hey, before we start, Akshen, since it's your first time on the podcast, we like to pray. We pray before we do
Julian,
each episode.
no, we do not.
Why are you ruining the podcast? Right? I want us to pray.
If anything, it's the opposite.
Pray.
We sacrifice the goat.
If you want to pray, we can pray.
That's really what it is.
I pray everything before a meal anyway.
Vicky, you want to start? What are you thankful for?
Is this
I'm
Thanksgiving?
God, thank you for life.
Oh, man.
Thank you for waking me up today.
This took a turn immediately.
It's been great.
She's about to get hella heavy.
Okay.
I'm about to get hella heavy. Yeah, especially with the topics we're going to be talking about.
I'll be in the shallow end if it gets too deep.
This guy's good, man. All right, guys, episode 53, Less Than Zero podcast. If you're checking us out on YouTube, we have the audio podcast a couple days prior, just so you know, on all major platforms and vice versa. All the links are down below. If you have us on audio, we have a YouTube channel as well, man. Woo. And again, the link is down below. Make sure to comment, good and bad. Actually, I'd rather hear the negative than the positive. You know what I mean?
Yeah?
Yeah,
Really?
because it gives us something to work on.
I mean, I guess.
I think
I'm the
so.
opposite. Only positive
You can
comments,
be
please.
honest if we suck.
Yeah.
I mean,
I like it.
I disagree.
I think that's the only way that you can actually get better. You have to have those criticisms.
Nah, I just want to live a lie. I don't care.
Okay, so behind the lens, we have Justo,
Hi, that's me.
Miss Vicky,
Woohoo, Miss Vicky.
Julian.
Hi,
This
that's
gentleman
Julian.
right here is my uncle, Uncle Akshen. He always laughs.
That's my nephew right here.
Yeah.
He always laughs. Do you guys want to ask him maybe like a childhood story
I would love to.
so he can prove that he's my uncle,
All right.
a childhood story.
or just something from the past?
Yes.
Has Julian always been like this?
Yes, unfortunately. He's just gotten worse over time.
All right, so for real, he's not my uncle.
I believe that. I believe that.
What I do, I don't know how. Why? How did I start calling you uncle?
You know what? It's so funny because Alex was just asking me down the right here.
Yeah.
And I was like, is you really your uncle? I was like, not really. It's sort of like an inside thing. And I think it's because I am older than you, but I think more than anything else, it was the relationship, whatever we had. And then you just started saying uncle. Okay.
Yeah, and because I know his family so well,
Yes.
you ever call someone you know so well, my sister, my brother, so it's kind of like that. Maybe it's a cultural thing.
Filipinos, we always call each other
Uncle.
That's how we met. Uncle or aunt.
Right.
Oh, this is your uncle. Like my daughter calls you Uncle Julian. So,
Yeah.
So,
Well, that's I feel like that's for anybody.
right? So,
Yeah, but some people might be like, oh, that's not really your uncle.
I'll tell one of my friends. They become really good friends. Oh, okay. What's up, cousin?
Yes.
yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Cousin?
Sucker.
What's up,
Yeah.
cuz?
Yeah.
Can you imagine we started if we actually called people by exactly what they were? What up, stranger?
People say that, though.
Hi, creepy guy.
So just a backstory for people that don't know. So I've known Akshen for like 8-9 years. Back in Phoenix, Arizona. He is I don't want to speak for you, but you've been a DJ for your entire life, right?
Yes.
Wow.
30 plus years. I was 87 is when I started.
Dang.
Wow.
87. So yeah.
And you just gave it away.
You're a lifer.
It's okay. I'm a lifer, man. I life, and I love it, and I'm blessed to be able to do what I love to do and get up in the morning and not have to worry about Mondays because I'm sleeping in.
He's here in the Bay Area because you DJ'd a party called Motown Mondays.
Yes, I did Motown Mondays at the Mandarin Art Bar. Shout out to Gordo, DJ Lazy Boy. So I was able to do that and hung out with those guys. And Chris Fox, he killed it with an all vinyl set. So that was hella fun. Motown Mondays. Please follow them if you can. It's just a great party, good energy, and just good music, man.
Yeah.
It's just good music.
Yeah, he's one of them dudes that was like spinning on vinyl.
Yes, carrying crates, man. That was my my MO back in the day. But thank God for laptops. Now it saved my back.
Yeah. So he's sitting in on the podcast, gonna just hop in. So basically just hop in whenever you want. We talk about all things personal, pop culture.
Awesome.
And just hop in and
Excited to be here, man. I'm excited to be here.
And of course, all his socials and anything else that you got going on is linked in the description below.
Oh,
all right, let's run through it. We're gonna run through some personal stories. Vicky, if anyone else has anything that you think is really what's the word I'm
Worth
looking
talking
for?
about?
Yeah, worth talking about.
Not a complete waste of time. Yeah.
I was gonna use like a fancy word like titillating.
Wow.
I like to just
out
I like
of
that
every
one.
word. That's what you got.
That's what you landed on.
I don't know. It's the
That's
first thing that
Julian.
came to my head. We're gonna talk about this whole Drake situation, renting out. We'll talk about it, fellas. this term that came out of this Drake story, fellas. We need to step our game up. We're gonna talk about that.
Step our game up.
Yep, dating on $40.
Step your game up.
Thank you, Vicky, for that. And if we have time, maybe the Olivia Rodrigo story. But here, let's get into it. I'm gonna start because mine's gonna be short.
Okay.
So after COVID, I got a COVID, as you know, a month ago. I'm clear, guys. I'm good.
Woo.
Emceed my first wedding this past weekend. Shout out to Christina and Kevin for having me. But yeah, I mean, you know, I don't know, man. Like the past year has it's already made it maybe a little bit strange now to be around a lot of people because, you know, we've been in the house. But now with the wedding, I like it. Don't get me wrong, but there's definitely like an adjustment period. But for me with these weddings, one thing I notice is that I always hear like an incredible story. Oh, you know,
I like how they met.
Yeah, how they met.
Yeah.
And not that I'm jealous, but inside I'm thinking, dang, where do you find these girls? Because they don't exist where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? Like for example,
where you go.
You look for you look for the wrong girls.
In
That's
the
what
wrong
you do.
places.
Vicky, what is wrong with looking for girls on my phone?
That's not
Probably the reason why you haven't found anybody
exactly.
yet.
exactly.
But you know, they had, let me paint the picture for you. They had a huge video screen. It was 10 minutes long, a lot of tears. They were talking about how they've known each
That
other.
whole like a video montage of each other.
Yeah, video montage.
yes.
But they also
worst.
narrated it. They're sitting on during it.
Wow.
They're narrating. They're talking about how
I've
they met.
never seen that
known
happen.
each
That's
other,
weird.
I don't think I've ever
known
seen
each
that
other
happen.
since high school,
Cute.
fell in love, blah, blah, blah. And how they talked about how they couldn't afford their house initially when they, you know, looking to settle down. But then, you know, in time, they finally were able to put a down payment down on their home. Just this whole like
This whole
dichotomy.
thing.
Yeah. And I'm like, dang, where do you find, because every single wedding I go to, it's a fairy tale story.
But that's because that's what they're going for. That's the thing.
No, but I believe, but that's how they met, guys. Like they always talk, it always starts from like high school or college. It's never like at the club or we met on our phones.
I mean, like I met my wife at a Giants game. So like that's not like
that's dope.
thank you. That's what I always say.
How'd you guys? How
It's
that
so it's like
happen?
it's not a fairy tale thing, but for us it's a fairy tale.
Was that like a drunken conversation?
So like
Was she a Giants fan?
we had we're all Giants fans. So like we had a mutual friend who they were going and they invited me. So we met through her mutual friend when I went with them to
See, that's the way to do it. You got to meet the mutual friend.
And Justo was like, "Oh, she a baddie."
And then I saw that's exactly, and I was like, I'm gonna sit next to you. And I sat next to her the whole game. We were just chopping up the whole game, and then
the rest
Nice.
is history.
yeah.
Let me ask you guys a question. Like at a wedding, you would think like it's not like a club. Like clubs are the worst to try to talk to someone, especially if
Yes.
you're like 5'5", from my experience. No, I'm being honest. So like at a wedding, I'm seeing all these
That
incredible.
you can't lean on that anymore. Joe.
You can't.
You can't.
Well, it's that's all I got.
Girls will go for a short guy all day.
They will or will not.
They will.
They will.
Oh, you are so wrong.
Oh,
we
I
don't
am
talk about
so
this.
right.
We don't talk
We
about this on
talked
the
about this
podcast.
before.
My dude
Dun, dun,
Alex behind the camera will
dun.
attest to that because he's just as short as me.
And
Let me stop right here because I'm so passionate on this. I be watching a lot of podcasts and a lot of women across the board. Guess what they say?
no short guys.
No, they don't say it like that. They go, I want a guy. He's got to start making at least $80K a year. He's got to be at least
See?
5'10".
Those are
And
the wrong women.
See,
Those
but
are the
these
wrong
are-
women. Those are the wrong.
And this is where we're gonna get into all of this because
You guys are married. These are all, she's not married, but you guys are all in relationships. I think, and I'm just being, this is my perspective, you guys are in La La Land. Because
Nah,
you
dude.
don't
We're
know
not
what
in
it's
La La
like.
Land.
Nah,
You
dude.
don't know what it's like. You've
Julian,
been married.
I told you I've dated a short guy. Like
that, okay, and tell it.
Hey,
hold on.
wait. I have a
like-
good example for you.
Stop. Tell everyone when you dated this short guy. This is the best.
okay, it was like freshman year.
In what? In middle school? No, in
Like
high
either
school?
middle school or freshman year in high school.
It was in middle school. She told me the other day. It was
But
in
it's
middle
not
school.
like I got any taller. Like
Your mentality is entirely different when you're.
So, all right, here's a good example.
no, because remember I told you my dance instructor, she married her husband, and her husband is way shorter than her.
You're talking about the minority. I'm talking about the majority.
No, but
Let's
I'm
be
trying
real
to tell
here,
you that
guys.
there's people there
And that doesn't
will
matter
is.
for the individual
date
person.
A shorter
Go
guy.
ahead. You were saying, Justo?
Tom Holland. Do you know who Tom Holland
Yeah.
is?
He is a multi-millionaire and an actor. You're gonna throw that Zendaya thing at me?
Yes, I'm
Yes.
gonna throw the Zendaya thing at you because
Yes.
to them they're equal. It doesn't matter how much they're making because they're all rich, so
Yes.
it doesn't
Look,
matter.
See, okay,
Ah,
see,
there you go.
you're gonna.
He's a
you're-
short-
Look, we're comparing.
he's a short
comparing
king.
Somebody that with
Don't
lots
ever
of
say that
money.
again. Don't ever say that again.
I'm comparing-
Short king. That is so insulting.
Hey, but
Hey,
listen.
hey, Akshen, you're a short king.
Julian, but listen. I mean, he's giving you the celebrity standpoint. I'm giving you a regular person standpoint. Okay.
So here's another
So, I
here's
mean,
another
either way.
Here's another standpoint. My brother, he's and my sister-in-law, she is way taller than my brother. Like a couple inches because my brother is like short and stocky and she's like a Barbie doll and blonde or blue eyes tall. And so they look when you look at them, you're like, whoa, how's that?
See?
It's good. And because it's personality and what we can give.
See, you can't blame shortness.
And you have a great personality, so it's important that you use that to your advantage.
On a good,
All right. He said on occasion.
on a good day.
You hear that,
On a good
ladies?
day. On a good day.
You hear that, ladies?
Hey, so like, isn't it easier to meet women at a wedding? I've always heard that.
I was going to ask you this.
Yeah, that's a good question.
There are so many. Okay,
Because like, there's single girls at a wedding, they're
Stop.
ready to meet someone
All the
that
time.
day.
I actually hope Kevin and Christina are
Single
seeing
and ready
this.
to mingle.
So
there you go.
basically, they brought all of
Hit out with a
Hercules.
bridesmaid, man.
Guys, so they brought all of Hercules to this wedding. Right?
Majority
When I
of
say
them are
that,
single.
when I say that all of Hercules was at this wedding, and I'm not going to lie, there were so many beautiful girls there.
See, that's what I'm saying.
But here's the thing.
Hercules is a great spot to meet women.
How do you? Well, this is at the wedding, but how do you approach them? Like Vicky, how would, if you had a wedding, how would you like to be approached? Because it's that initial icebreaker.
Dude, a wedding is the perfect icebreaker,
You
bro.
can easily be like,
You have so much to talk about.
Would you like me to buy you a drink? Like
The drinks
you
are
can
free.
easily start.
The drinks
well
are
then,
free.
hey,
Exactly.
do you want me to get you a drink?
Yeah, so get your drink. There you go. Would you like to dance?
I see. Hey, I see that you're here by yourself right now. Just wanted to see if you wanted a
Yeah, I
drink.
guess it sounds easy.
Who are you
bro,
here with?
It is easy. You're
How
just
do you know
making
the-
it
how do you know
hard
the
for
bride and groom?
yourself.
How do you know the bride and
That's-
groom?
Oh, that's a great one.
That's something everyone there has in common.
Yeah, that's a good
Let
one.
me answer
That's
that.
Everyone
a
has
good
that in
one.
common.
Hold on, Justo. Me and my boyfriend, or me and my husband have known them for years, ever since they were childhood
Well, then you go to the next one.
sweethearts.
No, because then but then you also have to remember when they ask when they answer, they're gonna ask you with that question. Oh, how do you know them?
I don't. I just met them.
That's why you throw the
but then
thing.
that's how you can easily be like, oh well, I don't, but I'm emceeing.
Hey, I'm a
Boom.
fake.
Oh, there
Hey,
you
I'm-
Then that's gonna spark up a conversation quick.
Hey, I'm a
you're an
famous radio
MC?
DJ.
Okay, what
Yeah.
else?
There you go, Justin.
Boom, boom,
boom,
Famous
boom.
radio DJ.
I
There
guess
you go.
stop it. Stop
You
it.
gotta throw that out there,
Famous
bro.
out of work DJ. Okay, so
You gotta think outside the box, bro. You can't just be like, I don't know them.
and then, well, it's
Like
like a closed-in question.
You're putting off this
Open-ended.
Like, bro, don't
Yes.
talk to me.
Thank you.
Like
yeah.
you gotta be.
See?
I think
There you
outside
go.
the box.
I think I get the environment too. I get caught up in the environment that I'm in, and sometimes it's not intimidating, but I let it get. Because to me, it's like I always put. Anytime there's a lot of people, I think club, weddings, kind of all the same. Oh, it's-
Wedding is definitely
Wedding
weddings
different.
definitely.
club are
Yeah.
not the same,
but
bro.
it's a lot of
Because I DJ
people.
both, so I know they're not. They're totally different.
I just wish
Different
it was like-
vibes, bro.
Yes.
If it was just a much smaller, you know what I mean, like group settings, that's just more. I thrive better on group settings. But anyway,
When you're on
we move
stage,
on.
you got to call her out. Be like, hey, shout out to Cindy in the front row. You can see
Yeah,
after
there
the
you
wedding.
go.
Oh, I mean, you're good. I've never really seen you MC until I saw you at the hometown bowl. Bro, you know how
Put it
to
out there.
MC.
Yeah,
Like
put it out there.
just,
A little bit.
you gotta.
Shout out to Shorty over there in the blue.
Right, you know what I'm saying?
I do not talk like that.
I know. I'm just.
But
What's
I'm
up,
pretty
Shor- I
sure
got my
if you
eye
put
on you.
that-
Yes, right there.
But I mean, that's the fun of it. You're
Yeah.
having fun, which is gonna make like people look at you in a sense like, oh, he seems like a really fun guy. And then when you go up to
Yes.
them, you may go and be like, hey, did you, I see you're by yourself. Did you want to get a drink? Boom, boom, boom.
There you go.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
Alex,
Or have
Alex
this.
behind the scenes, listen to this. Listen to this. She's spitting game right now, okay?
Absolutely.
Okay, do you want me to call you Alex? I can change your name. It's too late. Okay.
It's too late.
So speaking of fun, Vicky, take it away. We're tying in this whole MGK Megan Fox story, but you also had some fun too.
Dude, I'm dying to hear about this.
Okay, so Megan Fox and MGK
Yep.
went to Costa Rica to drink is it ayahuasca?
Ayahuasca.
Ayahuasca.
And what is that? I'm not
It's
familiar.
what is it? Grass.
It's like
a green grass tea or something.
Yeah, it's like a
that.
special spiritual.
And it's only
So
there.
it's like a hallucinogen.
Yeah, it's like mushrooms, but like times 10.
Ooh, but it's only there. You can
It's only
get
there
it.
because
Yeah,
I
it's
think
illegal here.
it's illegal here.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's
So
crazy. Their story's crazy.
So they went over there. They wanted to have like a little spiritual
Okay, yeah.
That's what's
moment
Out of body
together.
experience.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And I guess what that does is like it makes you kind of like, I guess it makes you
It
throw
messes you
up,
up. Yeah, it
and
messes
then
you
it
up.
like gets you into this like spiritual awakening. and
Yeah.
stuff.
Whoa.
You do it's a whole cleansing thing. You throw up and you shit all over the place, and then you trip balls
Oh
for 6
damn!
hours.
I didn't know you like
Damn.
shit.
Yeah, and then you
That I didn't know.
like remember all your past lives, and you're a better person at the end of it.
Let me ask you
That's
this,
crazy.
guys.
Now that
That's
I
the
didn't
idea.
know about.
That's the idea. That's what the goal is.
So they went there, and what happened?
So they went there.
next?
So at first they were very like not at ease with the fact that they had to throw up in front of like a group of people. But then I guess that's what makes them more like vulnerable to be able to like,
it's like
you know,
a whole
so then she was,
ceremony.
like, yeah, in the interview she was saying like, yeah, everybody's like cheering you on, like, yeah, throw up, yeah, like,
That's crazy
you know,
shit.
because
Whoa.
the thing is like you have to throw up a certain amount before you can go back into the like the group and like really start the journey and stuff.
Better give me some raw, like some bad food.
Well, that's the thing. You're not
Expired
allowed to
food.
eat.
Oh.
You're not allowed to eat after like 1 p.m.
Drive heat?
She said this.
I don't know, but they say that you're not. So you're not allowed to eat until like right after 1 p.m. You're not allowed to eat, and then they say you have to. It's like there's a lot of walking. Whenever you want to get water, it's like really far to get your water, and it's just like all these different things.
Damn.
And they're in a drought as well, so you can't shower or anything because they're respecting. Because I guess it's like where they're at. It's like in a jungle.
So let me get this straight.
Yeah. You're in a tree house in the middle of the jungle.
I can't get any water. I'm dehydrated. I gotta throw up, and I stink because I can't shower.
And
Right.
What else?
you're tripping
And
balls.
I'm tripping.
And you're tripping.
Whoa.
very traditional, dude. So
Very vulnerable.
now this is
Sounds like the homeless. Huh?
this is from her. This
I
is
could
from
do
her-
that here.
Yeah. What am I gonna go over there?
She said this, quote unquote. How do you break this down? So it helps you, just like you were saying, Vicky. It helps you surrender to the experience. It makes you vulnerable. But she also goes on to say, "I went to hell for eternity."
I can.
Let's break that
I
down.
honestly,
Whoa.
I
That's
can,
metal as fuck.
In a sense, like I can understand that because just I think it was last week I did shrooms,
Ooh, okay.
but I did like an actual full experience on it because the
Nice.
last
Did
time
you
I
throw
did
up?
it. I did a little bit, but
Did you
I
shit on
just felt
yourself?
like it was no that I didn't. I did not shit on myself. Thank God. Yeah, no, it was a super like so. It was my like first time actually really experiencing it, and like it was really crazy.
Was
Is
it
it a
good?
positive or good? Yeah, is it a
Yeah.
good thing or bad?
It was honestly, it was really scary at first because since I didn't understand
Yeah, that would freak
or
me
how
out,
to
man.
process
I
it,
couldn't. I'd be-
that and like I felt like my thoughts are just so enhanced that I'm just
Yeah.
kind of like, oh my God, there's so many things running at once. Like, and it's just
Whoa.
this crazy, like I'm
That's great.
You know, it just it like I felt like I was going crazy. Like that's the type of
In a
feeling that
good
I had
way,
after-
or-
no, like in a bad way.
Okay, so
that's why I got scared.
Okay.
But then, you know,
How long did that last? Because that would freak me out even for a minute.
it
right?
lasted. honestly, it probably lasted like 2 minutes. Of
But it
just
felt
that
like
but it
eternity,
felt
right?
like a long time.
See, I
but
would-
the thing about it though was that like I was with my dude and like we both did it together, and he was just kind of like telling me like it's just all in your head. Like
Yeah,
literally.
you just relax and just what you have to do is just let it go. Just let go and
Yeah.
just enjoy the process. So I was just kind of like, okay. So I was just laying in bed and you know, then I just kind of started. I told him I was like, I just want to listen to music. Like I feel like I don't
Dark
want
Side of the
to,
Moon.
you know what I mean? So I
Pink Floyd.
we had we had like all the lights turned off, and then we started playing because we have this like playlist. It's like focus music. So we started playing that, and just right there, that moment, I just went into like this beautiful La La Land that I was
Just going
like,
through.
Oh
Wow.
my God, to the
Hell
point where
yeah,
like
dude.
I felt like the song just became a part of me. I was like,
Whoa.
Fuck
oh my
yeah,
God.
man.
No, it felt so good. And then it got to the point where like, I mean, this is crazy, but like it got to the point where because the songs have there's no like singing. It's just all
Instrumental.
instrument. So, but then I like little by little, I would start hearing like different voices just kind of harmonizing
Yeah.
around and really, and I was just kind of
Man,
like,
so you're tripping.
Yo, it was the best feeling ever. I was telling my dude, I was like, and then out of nowhere, like I would see just like bright lights just kind of
Yo.
going around with like these different shapes forming and everything. I was just like,
Yeah.
oh my God, I feel
That's what
like
I'm
I'm in a
talking about.
lava lamp.
Wow.
Bro, that's like how I felt. But it was like
That is the
really-
best shroom
It
experience.
was the best,
Wow.
like, oh, like it
That's
just felt
great.
it felt so good. And then there was moments like there were still moments where I felt like I would go like I would
just-
start thinking whenever I felt like I started thinking negative, then I felt like in a sense, I felt like my chakras were really open.
yeah.
Ooh.
man.
Which is why I
Wow.
felt this like really positive vibes,
That's
good
energies and
energy right
stuff.
there.
Yeah, and then
Wow.
like
Okay.
whenever I felt like some bad thoughts would come, I noticed like I felt like everything would start getting dark and clouded and really like so in a sense I kind of felt like I was understanding my thought process and understanding like
Yeah.
it's time for me to really like let go of my insecurities, my negative thoughts, which
Okay,
is
right,
why I
yeah.
ended up feeling like, oh my God, I gotta throw up. I gotta do this, you know, because I felt like I needed to let go of all
Get it
this
out.
negative energy, which is why
Okay.
like after that, then like I felt like happy again. And then I'm like seeing all these lights and everything. I was just kind of like,
So do you feel that it changed
So
your
nice.
perspective on that actually? And has it changed your life? Have you looking things differently?
That's what I was gonna ask.
yes, it actually has. So the next morning, like after, it was so funny because like when it started like coming down, we heard the songs, but they felt like they were far distance now. So I was kind of like, oh yeah, my trip is coming down now. But it was so funny because I felt like I was getting out of, like the thought process for me was like, I feel like I just got out of a ride and the song is just playing like, thank you, come again. Like, thank you for your experience. Please come again.
So
like,
how long did that last? Did you look at the time and go, oh my God, we've been here for like 3 days?
No, I felt like it lasted forever, but it lasted about 6 to 7 hours.
Oh wow,
That's a long time. Yeah.
So I got.
Yeah.
So for someone that doesn't, I'm not a drug addict, so I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Damn.
You know me, I'm the instigator. So no, okay. So shrooms are basically just mushrooms, right?
They're literally just wild mushrooms.
But it's not like I can't go to Safeway and just start eating the mushrooms.
No, bro. No.
I don't know.
there's different kinds. So like there's normal food mushrooms.
Yes.
Okay.
Those are
And
good
then-
on pizza, by the way.
It's fantastic. And then
Mushrooms
there's
on pizza.
And then there's these special shrooms that grow in like very specific environments that are
Got it.
hallucinogenic.
So if they're so good for you, then why are they legal?
Well, that's
No,
the
I
whole thing.
believe they're
because
actually,
the government's holding us down, man.
Thank you.
No,
That's
They don't
what it
want
is?
us to
Yes.
open our
I
minds,
do-
bro.
no, but
I
exactly.
I do believe shrooms are legal in certain places now. Like,
Maybe
they're
now.
legalizing
Well,
it.
okay,
They're-
okay.
they're-
It's not,
they're
it's not
trying.
publicized like weed.
Well, no, definitely not.
Not as
But-
much, no. But like there's a lot of people who are trying to get it legalized.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Because there's no real harmful effect on it.
Yep.
Well,
For the
It's
most part.
natural.
Yeah, it's natural.
hold
Yes,
on.
it
And like
is.
when
It
you do
actually is.
shrooms right, like Vicky did it right, and that's what you take it for, is to kind of open your mind up and kind of learn about yourself more, and that's the reason you do it.
Yeah, I feel like the next morning my mind felt so
Clear.
Light.
like refreshed.
Wow.
Like
Julian,
to the
you
point
have
where I felt so like,
Free?
because then because I went to go have breakfast with my dude the next morning, and just sitting there,
You're like, "This is the best
while waiting
breakfast I've
for
ever
the
had."
I know, right?
Yeah, because we went to 7 Mile House. I don't know if you guys ever heard. It's in San Francisco.
I want to be. I want to try.
Definitely recommend it.
I've
So
heard
good.
of it.
So good. But yeah, as we were sitting on the table, like it felt like I felt so happy hearing people talk and music playing and
Yeah.
just sitting. I'm just
That's-
kind of like, oh my God. Like I feel like I'm hearing things for the first time again in a
Wow.
sense. So I was just kind of
Okay.
like,
Julian, take
dang, like,
shrooms.
this is nice.
Yeah, well, I was gonna ask you, is that something I should just do like every day? Can you
No,
get
not
addicted
every.
to it?
Although
Dude, stop.
there are like studies on shrooms of people who it's called microdosing, where you just
Yep.
take little bits of it, like
had
just a
friends
little
who do
bit,
that, yeah.
and it helps with like a variety of different mental
Yes.
illnesses.
But
Can-
microdosing,
so
yeah.
you're saying
Yeah.
me? Are you saying I have a mental illness?
Probably. I'm saying you should have a good shroom trip, and I think you'd feel good.
Can you get addicted to it?
No.
It's
No.
not addicting. There's no addicting properties. And
Hell no.
Have you done shrooms?
no, I haven't.
I was
I've
gonna
done
ask.
other things that we can talk about in another podcast.
Not so natural.
That'll go way long on that story.
Got it. All right, well, that's so basically. So basically, that's what Megan Fox and MGK. That's why they went to Costa Rica to kind of free their
It's the same
mind, get
idea.
some clarity.
Ayahuasca is like what she did, but it's just way more intense.
So let me
Yeah.
ask you, going back to that story. So she said that she went to hell and stayed
Yeah, that's
there.
what I don't understand.
What is that? Where's
She went to
going?
hell for eternity. Eternity means never ending.
Never ending. So she's still in her hell, or what is?
Yeah,
What does that
she
mean?
I think
didn't-
she really
didn't-
got to.
Is that all she said? She didn't elaborate?
Yeah,
She didn't really
That was
elaborate,
part of the whole
yeah.
sentence.
That's interesting.
I
Okay.
mean, I feel like
I think maybe she
In
meant
a-
the experience was hell, which I could see why you would.
It didn't
there's-
sound
but there's-
good.
There's moments.
I know.
I feel like that just when she started experiencing that, she realized that because in a sense, I kind of feel like where we are right now here on Earth, I feel like that is hell.
Whoa.
I've
in
heard
a
that
sense.
before.
Blow
Yeah.
my
You know what I
mind,
mean?
yeah.
Like I kind of
I-
feel like that's what I feel like hell is Earth.
I don't know if I
You
can
know?
handle this right now.
So and
Go to the
honestly-
shallow end, Justo. Meet me in the shallow end.
I mean, but that's just kind of how I see it. And honestly, when I did the shrooms, I felt like, in a sense, like, damn, because then I started, I mean, obviously, this is my mind playing with my head. Like, in a sense, I feel like there were like demonic figures
Wow.
in this world that we
Damn.
can't really
But could you say that that's like a personification of your own negative feelings and emotions?
that's
Well,
good.
It's just amplifying it.
It's not literally a demon. It's just the way you
Well,
perceive
yeah.
the negativity.
Well,
And that's how-
definitely. But I also feel like
It's got intense.
But then I also,
Yeah,
in a sense, I do
Back in the deep
also
end.
feel like, again, Earth is just filled with so much negativity that it's just inevitable for you to
But
kind of think.
And it's easy for you to
process
go
that in your
towards
you
head.
don't want
the
something
negative.
to amplify that negativity. I don't know if that's healthy.
It's not.
It
which
can
is-
be.
it-
Because if you face it head on, you can attack it and you're not scared of it and you can control
But if it's not, it depends on what type of negativity we're talking about. If it's something that's minuscule, well, I would just move on past it. If it's something you need to address, well, that's a whole different story.
Right, that's what I mean. Anyone
you need a
anyone who
therapist.
takes hallucinogens, it's their own personal journey and whatever it is that they're trying to
Right.
find out,
That's
whatever this
true.
dark.
Yeah.
If someone has a lot of demons, then they should go about it in certain ways because there's a lot of things you got to work out, especially if you're taking hallucinogens.
Right.
That stuff's gonna come at once.
Yeah, I don't know if that's good or
So like
that's not necessarily good.
for some people it's good, for some people it depends. If there's something specific you need to like address or get
Right.
over, it's a good
Right.
opportunity.
Got it.
Like I feel like I feel like I put a lot of things at peace.
That's great.
That's
When I after that.
That's so good to hear that you had
experience.
like that's like the perfect shroom experience.
Yeah, and it's like my first time, like really just kind
Wow.
of. So that's why I was kind of like, dang. And then like my dude was like, "Would you ever do it again?" And I was like, at first I was like, "Nah, I don't ever want to do this again." But then after like that bad
Yeah,
feeling went
the
away
bad 2
and I
minutes
got
went
to
away.
enjoy it, I was kind of like, I can definitely do this again. They'd be like, when would you do it? I was probably like maybe once every year.
There you go. That's
Half
a
a
good
year or
once
something.
once a year, once a
I
couple
think
years.
Once a year.
Yeah.
It's a good,
just
like,
to kind
reset.
of yes, like a nice
Boom.
reset.
Wow.
Nice.
Boom.
Yeah.
That's good, man.
That's why people go on vacation.
Yeah, exactly. That's 100%
I
what
mean,
it is.
yeah,
It's a
seriously.
mental vacation.
Yes, a mental.
Yeah.
My analogy would be like it's like a mental massage.
There you go.
Ooh.
I mean,
Boom.
yeah.
It's a very intimate one too.
Okay, next. I think a lot of the show is going to be about this, guys. There's a lot of layers to this, man. Definitely
Dun, dun, dun.
relationships.
Layers.
Yeah.
Like an onion.
Drake and, excuse me if I'm saying her name incorrectly, I believe it's Joanna or Joanna Leah. She's a model, reality show
Joanna
star.
Come on, man.
More importantly, everyone's talking about the fact that Drake closed down Dodger Stadium
Damn.
for a dinner date. Okay?
Because it's Drake.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
because you can.
Didn't
Right.
Kanye do the same thing not that long ago?
no, well, Drake closed down when
Was
he
that
won.
Drake again?
That was Drake again.
He just loves closing down stadiums.
When
Billboard
he
Award.
won,
No,
what?
I
It
actually
was
Kim.
something of the year.
Kim closed for when they're so
Artist.
married.
No, artist. No,
Kim
it wasn't.
closed
Oh,
down.
was it
Like I think it was like I don't know if it was Staples or the New York Knicks.
Yes.
and then
Yeah.
she had a whole dinner for him and
Yeah.
all
Okay,
the, like a
that's
whole
something.
thing.
So,
for
Oh.
okay,
damn.
so before we get into that, because we know that that's like the hot thing, I'm going to give you some backstory here. Her son is Amari Bailey. He goes to this high school, Sierra Canyon High School, and they breed basketball stars. He's a basketball
They
star.
breed him.
Yeah, no, because let me put this in
Why,
perspective.
why does he say
They're all
it
in.
like that?
They're all
They
in
breed.
tubes. They're all in tubes.
Because they
breed them.
produce basketball stars. Like, put this in perspective. Her son is on the same team as LeBron's son.
yes, Bronny.
So Bronny, exactly. He's already signed to UCLA. He's a star. So the whole thing is a little bit strange because like Drake apparently started going to his games and quote unquote is mentoring her son. And that I'm assuming, unless they met before, but right now with the info that we have, they met through Drake being at these games. He would pull up with Michael B. Jordan and just go to these games because Drake's a basketball fan.
Yep.
Again, I could be wrong, but this is the backstory so you guys know. So there's so many layers because how did they really meet? I think it's through the basketball. You know, did he, a lot of people are saying, and I'm thinking, well, did he really, is he really interested in the basketball or was he using her son to get to know her?
Duh.
Okay, so I see how you stand. Yeah. So it was never about the basketball.
I think
No.
the basketball
I mean,
helped.
I feel like it, yeah.
The basketball helped
Exactly.
because what if it was like foosball or some kind of like ping pong or whatever?
There's nothing wrong with
Like,
foosball.
you know, I'm
That'd
going to
be
see
great.
Drake at the ping pong tournament. Or whatever,
Right.
you know what I mean? It's like
I would
it's
love to
basketball.
see Drake
I'm going
do a
to use
ping pong
this as an
tournament.
opportunity.
Yes. Oh, and I love basketball. Oh, and I know LeBron, and then his son plays there too. So it's kind
Yeah.
of like
And it
connecting all
just
the
so
dots.
happened Michael B. Jordan's going to the games too.
Yeah.
Why
And
not?
it all connected.
It wasn't like, oh man, he's just, Drake was an innocent guy being like, oh man, this kid is amazing. Amari's amazing. I want to mentor him. Oh, you happen to have a hot mom. Oh, let me slide in your pants. You know what I mean? It wasn't like that.
Hey, you got to get an in, man. You got to find
Literally.
And
Yeah,
that's a
fine.
great in.
Yeah. Well,
It worked.
so
Exactly.
a lot of layers, man. So there's this narrative now that, I saw on Twitter that people are saying, oh, because Drake closed down Dodger Stadium, fellas, you got to quote unquote step your game up. You got to, I hate hearing this because people believe
Who
it.
is saying this?
Well, I don't know. Allison in North Carolina. No, I mean,
A lady on Twitter.
there's a
People
movement.
that have really, really high standards and expect everyone to be like Drake.
Yeah.
Or they live in what I call La La Land again, and they think that
I've heard that.
they believe this whole facade of what guys need to be doing for them. And I'm not making this a whole like guy versus girl thing, but you need to step your game up, really.
Step your
And
game
also,
up.
Vicky had an incredible topic, the Clubhouse topic.
It is for like guys, is $40 enough to spend on a date
To take a girl out on a date. Is $40 enough? So let's address the first one. Guys, you need to step your game up. Now, if we take it literally, if we take it literally, be like, hell no, we don't have Drake type of money. But this could go many ways. When you say step your game up, as far as like, dating a woman, wooing a woman, getting to know a woman, that could also mean creatively. I mean, you could just put in.
It doesn't necessarily
true.
mean money.
Yeah,
Right.
that is true too, Justin. Yeah, it doesn't mean
It
necessarily.
means
mean money.
effort, guys. Right?
Of course.
Yes.
I think $40 is enough. I've done that.
All
Yeah.
day. You could do
And it was
so
probably
much
one of
fun
the
stuff.
best dates ever.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, absolutely. It's being creative because there's a lot of things you can do in the city that are for free and
Exactly.
enjoyable, right? And those kinds of things. Hey, you spend the $40 on a picnic and take her on a picnic at the beach or the park, whatever it is,
Boom.
and other things. Do those kinds of free things. Those kinds of things need to be looked at because people think of the regular stereotypical, the dinner and the movies or those kinds of a concert, whatever it is, and those kinds of things kind of get boring. And I think that's the creative side that you were talking about, Julian, where guys need to step up rather than having those regular sort of dates.
But in a real world situation for someone because you guys are like in relationships and you guys are married, so just so you know, the average date, like in a major city, it's about $100 to $150. It starts at $100. Just so you know, average is about like $150, right? It's in that range.
I can understand.
Okay.
I can believe that.
Just so you know, okay? With that said, that speaks to not all women, but to a portion of women and expectations and what they're used to. Because you don't go, $150 didn't come out of nowhere. They're not saying $40. I'm with you on the $40 thing. I would like to find a girl like that. I think we all would, but this goes to the, expectations and the type. We're talking about a specific type of woman. It all depends on the woman, right?
Absolutely.
Because these women are saying, you got to step your game up, right? And $40, what are you talking about? Kind of women we talking about here?
Someone who says that is probably someone who was with someone who was trash before.
Well,
and did either nothing or was just a piece of shit guy.
But I knew you were going to say that. But there's also a lot of women that won't say it, but you'll see that that's what they're thinking through their actions or lack of action. Either they won't return your messages or they just won't fuck with you.
Those are just shallow people. And
There's a
there's
lot-
guys like that too.
I mean,
People are shallow.
is it really shallow or is it because, they were just built up that way just based off the era that you're in. Dating now,
I
don't
feel
buy
like
it.
nowadays, people don't even they don't want to go through the struggle with somebody anymore. They just want to find somebody that's already successful. And I feel like that's just kind of the mentality that's been instilled in people like nowadays, because everyone wants to be successful. You know?
No, people want to be a part of the success, but they don't want to get on that train they don't want
During the process.
Right. They don't want to join the
Exactly.
process. They don't want to go through living in that, in that bathroom size apartment. You know what I mean? And struggle together.
I would say, but like there are people who are out there who aren't willing to go through it. And then there are definitely people who are. I met my wife. We've been married coming up on 3 years. We lived in a garage together when we first moved in.
Right.
And we've moved up to a room, and then now we have our own apartment together.
How'd you meet her again?
At a Giants game.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
He's like, I need
Through
to make
mutual
sure your
friends.
But
story's
it was
right.
still
So like,
friends.
we
I'm gonna
went.
catch you in your
And
lies.
like we even had conversations about it. Like we were like, in the future, we're gonna think back on the time that we lived in a garage together and think, whoa, look how far we've come. And like that was part of
Dude,
the most beautiful
yeah.
part. We were looking forward to going through the shit and getting out of it.
And
together.
that's just to add on to that with with my wife and I, we went through that struggle too, and we're on the other end of of being debt free and not having any debt and everything paid off. Those kinds of things, you look back and it's the gratitude, the journey right there gets you closer together. So when you're on the other side of it, man, you can enjoy so much more. I mean, that's why I'm here.
Right.
I mean, we're taking a vacation for the next 3 weeks going down the coast. It's because we had one car, and I would wake up early to take her to work and take my daughter to school, and we would share this one car, and I still had a DJ. You know, we would make it work. Those sacrifices, people don't see that, right? And then now we have like 3. And they're all paid off, and you're like, well, how did we do this?
You got 3 cars now?
Yeah. So
Hey, you trying to hook me up or what?
Hell yeah.
What? Mama right here. I knew when he had 1 car.
yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah, and they're all the point I'm trying to make is we got to that point because we saved and we sacrificed and we got to the point and we knew we had goals to get there. And then when we got there, we look back at it just like you were saying when we lived in that garage. We look back and we're like, man, we never had to wake up like crazy early to take you 30 minutes to work,
Action.
and then now it's like
So like there are people out there who are shallow and they don't see that, but when you find the right person, which is the whole point of all of this, because there's a lot of shitty people out there, you find that one good one and you ride it out.
Okay, but here's the thing. I would not even say, maybe the old me would be like, oh, they're shitty. I wouldn't even call them shitty guys. You can't, like, it's this, right? We're all influenced by this, right? But let's be honest. I don't care what girl you are. I don't care what industry you're in. You could be in technology, finance. Just because they don't say it doesn't mean they don't think it. You know what I mean? We're all influenced.
But you want to know something?
But those are also
But I wouldn't call them shitty. I wouldn't call them shitty exactly. I think it's just, I'm not giving them a pass, but I think it's based off what you're raised around in your environment. Just dating currently these days. Okay, would you agree that dating currently these days, maybe you guys can attest to this, Akshen, is much different than dating 20 years ago?
absolutely.
Would you say it's more difficult? Would you say it's more difficult?
More difficult in the sense of trying to find a date or find someone, the right person. See,
what you just talked about, you're talking about the ride or dies. A ride or die could be a guy or a girl, by the way. Okay. I'm talking about the real ride or dies that's willing to go through this roller coaster of life rather than just hop on when you're already successful. And opposed to the type of people that just don't mess with you until you're successful.
If you're asking me this is my opinion, and I believe it's kind of like, and I'm gonna go use a hip hop or a DJ reference, right? There's a lot of old school guys who are like, oh man, there's no good hip hop out there. It's whack. Everything on the radio, right?
Yeah.
Exactly, right? Yeah. There is. You're just not hearing it played all the time on radio stations and whatnot. You got to look for it. There are good women out there. They're there. You just got to look for them.
Would you say they're the minority these days versus the majority?
Probably, yeah. I think they are hard to find, but they're out there. And the other thing is too, when you're trying to look for that, I think it takes longer. I think you attract that when you work on yourself more. When you start doing that,
I love this.
When you start working on yourself,
I love it, Alex. Get Alex on the mic. Hold on. Keep going.
Wait, God. Didn't I say this like
100%.
in a podcast like
100%
a while back? Come on.
So when you start working on yourself, I believe that you start to track what you start to work on.
Exactly.
Right? So when you work on yourself to be the best version of yourself, that's when things come. When you're like, oh, I need to look for this girl. She's got to be hot. She's got to do this. She's got to have this kind of job.
Oh my God, that's what I told you. Remember?
That's what I told you yesterday. Remember, I told
you this.
She said the same thing, and I said, no, Vicky, calm down. Everything's gonna be just fine. You see what I did?
In a previous podcast, like a couple episodes a while ago, he's over here setting a list. This is what I want. This is a girl. This boom, 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 boom. And I'm like, you will never get that because
I don't remember this podcast.
Oh, I do.
I was gonna say,
should we replay it back?
No, I was gonna test to
replay it back.
It's definitely there.
Going.
It's definitely there.
I was gonna test to say that it does start like you can be confident with yourself. I think it all starts there. How you feel about yourself.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
That's why you have to take shrooms and be okay with yourself. But you take shrooms, bro. That's the answer to everything.
No problem. But I will say, having some things that you want, there's nothing like when a woman says, look, when a woman says, I want a guy that's at least 5'9", we ain't gonna change her mind. So it is what it is.
Actually, you can.
You could change your mind.
Yeah.
You can always change your mind.
Absolutely.
Anybody can always change your mind. Like that's the best part about it. It's like, yeah, you may think this, but something may happen where you're like, oh,
I think here's a small environment.
I didn't expect this.
I think
but that's just.
It depends on the environment. On an initial meeting, if you're just meeting someone you don't know, I think it's a wash. You're talking about, go ahead.
Here's a smaller example that's not as much. My wife told me that before she met me, she would never date a guy with a beard or a mustache.
Ooh.
She's always thought that dudes with beards and like kissing a guy with a beard would be gross.
Right.
And then here I am. I've had this for like 10 years.
It's kind of a small thing, though. You're
It's
not
a
like
small
mountain man.
thing, but like it's an example of
Exactly.
But that's and whether it's somebody you're just meeting or somebody you've been with, I mean, like I said, your mind always changes. Like,
yeah, you find the right person. You
perfect example.
You go around
Perfect
it.
example.
Absolutely.
Like you're over here saying nobody would ever want to be with a short guy. This is
No. Hold on,
But
you're dude. The audience is.
You can
hold
find
on, let
your
me rephrase
Zendaya,
what I'm
bro.
saying. I said that there is a culmination of women. And dude, it is what it is. I honestly don't care. But women will say, okay, this is verbatim from all types of women, right?
But
Like,
it's but it's not like you're gonna get
I
it.
watch a lot of video podcasts,
Sometimes-
and a lot of these women will say, oh, I want a down-to-earth guy that'll treat me well, that's loyal, that's not going to cheat on me. And then they ask prerequisites, certain specifics. Oh, he's got to make at least 6 figures, and he's got to start at like 5'9", 5'10".
That's okay.
What terrible toxic podcast do you watch?
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you.
I
Seriously,
don't think,
right?
but hold on.
It's
You're
no jumper,
speaking-
isn't it? It's no jumper.
No. I ain't gonna lie. The
Toxic ass.
The Fresh Fit podcast out of Miami. I was like, but then these guys started going on me because they're not saying it. The women on the show are saying it. So when you say that, Justo, you can't speak for them. These are the women talking from all walks of life.
well, can I speak as a woman?
There we go.
Go ahead, lady. Go ahead, Miss
You know what I'm
Vicky.
saying? Obviously, yeah, we all have that idea in our mind. We want the perfect guy. But realistically, it's not real.
Realistically,
I don't think
Realistically,
women
it's not
think like you. I
think
they're in competition with
Julian, this is what you're not understanding. It's the fact that this is the ideas that we have in our head where we're kind of like, okay, yeah, I would want a guy like this, or I would want a guy like this. Oh, cool, boom, boom, boom. But then when you start meeting people, you again, your mind tends to change. Why?
Absolutely.
Because you never, and that's why and that's what always amazes us is because you would never think that you would like something like this, but you do.
bro.
You know, and it could be for a guy or food or like
Yeah,
it
that's
goes
true.
in any
I never would have thought that I liked escargot, and I tried escargot, and I was
so
like,
good,
that
right?
shit's smacking. I
And-
fucking love me.
Garlicky and then
Let
buttery.
me get some snails,
But
bro.
Yeah.
I'm talking about initial thoughts. We're talking about initially in very short instances. Hey, Alex, step up in this mic. No one knows Alex.
You really want to talk
Alex
about
is a
Alex?
friend of the show, but he's in like, he gets himself
on up.
involved in. Come on, you're just a regular dude. He gets
Fine.
himself.
Don't trip over my dog.
Hold on quick. The backstory is he is he is dating and he's young, so he's kind of in this modern world, you know what I mean? And he was the guy, Vicky, that was in SAC last week that bought that group of girls 5 drinks.
Oh yeah, you fucked up right there.
Oh, ouch.
So do me a favor, speak loud, and Alex. And then, is there anything that you want to add to this as far as like when it comes to dating? Any questions you have, or just any issues that you've had personally?
Don't be shy.
There you go. That's a good one.
It's your time to ask. Time to ask.
Take a second.
Yes.
Now you
What do I wanna
understand.
say?
You understand what she said about the whole like bar thing. When you go to the bar, like what were you thinking when you're at the bar? What were you thinking buying the group of girls drinks?
What was going through your mind? Like, I'm
Hold
gonna be.
on. Let him. Come on.
I'm kidding.
No, because I know him. I think you're just trying to be nice and break the ice.
No, so the full story was we went to this bar.
Speaking
It's
of
called
the mic, man.
Lowbrow
Speaking of the mic.
in Sacramento. Lowbrow. Shout out to Lowbrow. And me and my friend, we were there for like my birthday weekend. And then I just went there. We were
Take a seat. Go ahead. Make yourself comfortable.
no. Like my friend bought me some drinks. We sat down on the table, and then in this table is a huge line of guys, like 20 dudes.
So you
football
wanted to get to know the guys?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay.
No, we were just sitting there just to get drinks and chilling. But like all of a sudden, like as we were chatting, 2 girls come around, like sit on my side, right? On this huge
Just so
bench
you know,
table.
this podcast we try to keep it an hour. So let's
All
get
right,
to
all right. Let me-
Jeez.
I'll give you the backstory, right? But like, I was not really paying attention. I don't know what they look like. I was just talking to my friend. So I was like, and then all of a sudden, my friend went to use the restroom. So I decided, all right, let's talk to the people next to me. But her friends start coming in, like 5 other girls. She told them to sit down. I was like, oh shit.
And this was after you.
No.
Ask
This
them?
is what happened.
He hasn't
This is what
talked to them.
happened. This is what
Oh,
happened.
okay,
I'm telling you.
okay.
I was like, oh shit. And I'm like, oh, since they're all sitting down, I'm like, hi, I introduced myself, right? To each one of them. how's it going? Cheers, you know. I'm Alex, blah, blah, blah. And then talk to each one of them a little bit. Hey, what's up?
Bring that
And
mic
talk-
closer to you,
All right,
bro.
and then I talked to the girls next to me as well. But the girl who told, I was more interested in the girls across than the girl next to me, all right?
Uh-huh.
Alex, so
'Cause,
what are you doing? Why did you buy the group
I
of
bought
girls
them drinks because
Get to the point.
let me get to the point. All right. So basically, I killed my drink. I was talking to the girl next to me. Right. She gave me her drink. So I was like, all right. I was like, do you want me to buy you a drink? No, not do you want me to drink? Can I buy you a drink? You know, just as a return the favor, you know, gesture.
Right.
And then she's like, no, but you can buy my friends a drink. I'm like,
Ooh, get that.
so I was like, all right.
Oh, yeah, no. You
Stop that. Hold on. Rewind. So you said to this one girl, she gave you the rest of her drink. So to be nice, you said, can I buy you a drink to return the favor?
Yeah.
She goes, no, but hold on, Vicky, this is where you chime in. Why would a girl do this? No, but you can buy my friends the drinks.
Yeah, that's what she said.
my friends, plural, or my friend?
I don't remember. Friends. What? I was drunk. And they're like,
He bought the group drinks, Vicky.
Yeah, no. That's
Break it down, Vicky.
messed up.
What? What's up?
No. That's
You done fucked up.
But why? Like,
Yeah, I mean, it's just like it. First off, if that wasn't even the girl that you were interested in, like you should have just not even.
Took her drink?
I understand that you were approaching her and you're saying hi, you know, introducing yourself to her friends and everything. And initially, you liked the girl. You said the girl all the way across at the end, the other end.
yeah, the girls across were a little cuter.
Okay.
Yeah, more
but you never talked to them.
No, I only saw them first. The one I talked to one to my side too. I saw her too, but like the ones
Right.
across were cuter.
Right. Okay. So that's the thing. If you felt like those girls were cuter, you should have never talked to them in the girls next to you in the first place. Because now, initially, if you're talking to the girls right here and you're kind of like, oh, damn, the girl over there is a lot cuter. You're talking to these girls. And then let's say you were to go over there and talk to those girls. Now you're looking like a dick because you're like, oh, I'm talking to these girls. Oh, cool. Boop, boop, boop. Let me make my way to these girls now. You know what I'm saying? Like, and girls get like, you may think, but girls really, they look.
They really do pay attention.
They pay attention. They look at everything that's going on, honestly, especially
What?
if they're single, for sure. Oh, they're.
So are you saying he should just go for what he wants?
Yes, just go straight, approach it.
Target and go for that one.
Yeah.
I was kind of drunk.
Like when he says target, bring,
No, I understand that
but
you're drunk, but if you're like if you're here just and you're like, cool, oh, I think she's cute, and you want to go for it,
Go for it.
just go for it.
Just go.
Don't think
Don't
about
pussyfoot
it
around, man.
twice. Don't try to be like, oh, maybe if I buy the
Pull up your big boy
girls
pants and
a
go.
drink, you know, they're gonna no. Like just if you see somebody that catches your eye, you go.
All right, here's my thought process. I guess that girl to my right was the leader of the group. She's the alpha. Would you say that? You know, she told them all. You know, so I want to win the entire group over. If she doesn't like me, I think she would just pull the other girls
point.
away from me. You know,
Vicky, good point.
Ooh,
That's-
how's that work there,
Oh,
Vicky?
that
point.
makes sense.
that's
I
another
can
reason
see
why
that.
I'm
I
like,
can
yeah.
see that, but at the same time, a bunch of the girls, I mean, what is she? Their mother? Like,
Ooh,
She might be.
ah,
Well, there's always mothers,
don't get me
you know, in
wrong,
the group.
Don't get me
protecting.
wrong. Like, there is sometimes there is a girl that will do that and be like, nah, don't talk to my friend or whatever.
Yeah.
But the other friend might be thinking differently. Like, I want to talk to him, or you know, oh, he's
Yeah.
trying to buy me. And yes, then that's where we go with, you know, there are certain times where girls do get jealous or do get mad
Right.
because
Why
I mean
he
that's
ain't
just
paying attention to me?
exactly.
Right.
But at the same time, the majority of the time, there's girls that are like, oh, I'm rooting for you, girl. Like, get that drink. Go talk to him. You know, things like that. So remotely. So yeah, the idea from when you said, no, you don't buy me a drink, but you can buy my friends a drink. That's just hella snobby.
That's rude as
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have been like, oh, nah, I'm good. Like,
Yeah, no, what you should have done, exactly. I would have been like, nah, I'm good. And I would have walked away. I would have walked away anyway.
Oh, no, I'm good. And then
Here's
go to
thing.
the girl
It was
that
my
you
birthday,
really
so
like.
I'm trying to have a good time. You know, I'm trying to
Say it again.
well, yeah,
It
no,
was my
and that's
birthday, so I'm
perfectly
having a good time,
fine.
so, like,
It does happen. You know,
Yeah.
you're just having a good time, or you're drunk. I mean, shit happens.
At the
I
end of the
already
day,
know.
there's no
But
easy solution to any of
There
this stuff.
isn't,
Dating
but
is
it's
tough.
just more inevitably.
Yeah.
If you see somebody that you know is catching your eye, just you go for it. Don't even try to, you know, oh, what's up, girls? You know,
Yeah.
no, like just hey, how's it going? You just approach the girl,
Eye on the
"Hey,
prize.
how's it
Eye on the
going?"
prize,
Honestly,
Alex. Eye on the prize.
Yeah, like you can, you know, hey, how's it going? You know, I seen you across the room. I thought you're really pretty.
So you're
And
saying just
I
be
wanted
honest.
to just come and
be
say
honest,
hi.
yeah.
I think you're cuter
know?
than your friend over here, so let me holler at you.
Yeah. Don't say that. Don't say that.
I'm kidding.
Okay, so Alex, in the
I should say
dating
that, I should
world,
say that.
because you're a young buck. What's the single? What's like the big issue or the big question that you have? Is there anything that sticks out in your head? You know, we're talking about the whole Drake thing, but I mean, there's so many different layers to this. Like for example, the topic of $40. Is $40 enough to take a girl out on a date? What's the most amount of money you spent on a date? Like collectively, not just on one date, but many dates on the same girl.
Ooh.
That's a good question. Ed, is there a number? Alex, they can't see you. It's fine.
I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to like. What do you mean collectively? What do you mean?
Like how much have you spent on a girl? How much have you spent on a girl?
That's
I
hard to
know
calculate,
because
dude.
you said on one girl and multiple dates.
Well, have you ever?
No,
okay,
just
Harry,
one
date then. Fine, one date.
You want to hear the truth? I haven't been dating in a long time, dude. I've not been dating in a
Yeah,
long,
but you spend like you
long
take girls out every now and then, and I know because I've heard you told me stories of you taking them out to like Modernist and stuff like that. Like Modernist is like a really exclusive, like elite club. I don't know what, like a bar, and I don't like that shit's expensive, bro. I
What
would
is
never.
it?
Modernist.
Where's that at?
It's a
fancy.
bar. It's a private social club bar in
Yeah,
SF.
he's taking and correct me if I'm
SF?
in SF, yeah.
like
Where's that at? I don't,
you don't
let
want
me
to
go
there.
peep that. What?
Yeah.
I just want to go for the experience.
It's all techies, dude.
What's up?
It's a lot of techies, a lot of techies.
But you taking
founders.
girls there initially, and I'm like, in my mind, I would never take a girl there. Like, for me, if
That was a long time ago.
but I would never take a
Long,
girl
long
there
time ago.
because it kind of sets the precedence. I just take a girl like, yo, you want to meet up for coffee? Because in my mind, I'm going to size you up, see what you're like, and $5, I'm cool with that. But I'm not spending $50, $100, $150. I got to see what you're about. Modernist kind of sets the precedence. Vicky, tell me if I'm wrong of what expectations are. Especially if you're
It's just like a
getting to know
lounge. It's like a
someone.
lounge, dude.
But
like a
it's still
lounge.
fancy,
It's like a
dude.
lounge.
It's
I've always
nice.
wanted to go to like a lounge.
It's like a
I
lounge.
always just go to a bar or a club, but I've always wanted
It's not-
to
it's not even that
Fine,
big,
you
dude.
go to a
Lounge.
Fine.
It's not even like that big.
Don't
of a
get
venue,
mad,
you know
bro.
what I'm
I'm just trying to go for the experience.
What are your thoughts on
Alright.
that? Like taking, you know what I mean? Taking someone initially to like something like that. I mean, you're just getting to know them.
not that bad.
Well, I mean, lounges more of like a chill drinking,
Kick
like
back, lay back.
I mean, yeah, that's
It's like $17
that's-
cocktail, 17, 18.
Didn't you spend $100 on
I
drinks?
mean, cocktails are
Didn't you spend like $100 on
expensive
drinks?
anyway,
You told me one
so-
story of how you spent like $100 on drinks. Just on drinks.
I feel like that's
Probably have,
normal.
I probably have, I probably
Especially
have.
On a first-
especially whatever kind
probably
of
have,
drinks you,
Hey,
the
Vicky,
type of drinks you drink.
on a first hangout, that don't include anything else. That don't include dinner. That includes nothing else in that evening.
You also got to work in your budget, right?
Yeah.
That's
so like
true.
if you can, let me see. So like if you can afford to
Just
spend a couple $100 on some drinks you got paid that day,
But
go for it.
for me-
if you can't,
Because you got
Don't do
paid.
it. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I just
So I
got paid.
think you're using the term act your. Have you ever heard that term act your wage?
Yep,
So Drake's acting his
absolutely.
wage. But here's the
Yeah.
thing: regardless of
if you can
wage,
afford to go out on drinks that day,
got it. Regardless of wage, though, if you're trying to meet a real one, what I'm saying is that I initially would want to get to know them just casually, see what they're about first, and they can
I
feel
agree.
each other out,
I think the
and then
lounge-
have the real date. Go ahead.
The lounge is a second, third date.
Right.
There you go.
Got it. You're setting a precedence by taking someone to an invite-only type of bar or club when you don't even know what they're about. They could be a fucking asshole.
No, that was a girl I kind of did a long time, like 5 years ago. You know what I'm saying? A long
look,
time ago.
Again, tomato. We're just talking about generalizations. You know what I mean? That's what I think. Well, okay, would you say, Alex, you being the young buck, would you say it's really difficult to date these days with, I'm not blaming social media, but, with all these different distractions? Is it tough?
I guess I'm more focused on my career than like dating. But like I guess dating, what to say? Dating is gonna be hard. What to say, especially in the Bay Area, especially because the ratio is off. The
What's
male
the
to
ratio?
female ratio is
Is it really?
probably 10 dudes or 10
Damn.
dicks to one chick.
Just say it. But, okay.
I don't know. What can I say? I don't know.
Off the mic, he tells me a very different story. Off the camera, you tell me that it's dating is tough. You've alluded that dating is tough. You've had, you know what I mean, some tough times, generally speaking. And we talked about simps. It's simps' fault is why that not all women, but a lot of these women, their heads, their egos are so fucking big because you have these losers that are paying
Generalization.
Can I make? I don't have time. This is an hour-long podcast, right? Hour-long podcast, right? So let's make generalizations.
Speaking of,
Hold on. So you have these. Correct me if I'm wrong. I feel passionate about this. Whether it's OnlyFans or escorts or sugar daddies, it's sugar daddy. Sorry, forget the escorts. But what I'm saying is that it's guys that are blowing these girls' egos up. That's a big problem.
yeah, I disagree.
You disagree?
Yeah,
Sure.
I don't think you can make that.
Here's a funny story. I heard in like Brazil or Colombia, right? If you're an Asian guy, you do really well. You know?
Then you need to move to
Or like,
Colombia?
if you
well,
go
now
like,
different cultures.
Okay, here we go. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
that's
like,
a whole different.
The ratio there is different too. There's a lot more like, average guy there, you know.
We can blame the
score
ratio
like
all day
a
long.
super hot model or
I
something.
mean, look, at the end of the day, it is what it is. We ain't going to change nothing.
Yeah.
We ain't going to change how anyone thinks. I think going back to what Akshen and Vicky were saying, just need to build and be confident in yourself, right? Because unless you're like 6 feet and you're a model, women aren't going to, right? You agree. Most women are not going to come to you unless you're Brad Pitt, right? So you got to build yourself up. And then women are attracted to success.
You'd be surprised
Whether it's
how like
confidence-
confidence really stands out.
That's
in a
what I mean.
person.
Success means confidence. It's not just what you do, how much money you make, but it's the whole entire aura.
Of course,
Would you agree?
you gotta love yourself before you can love somebody else.
It's like that
Absolutely.
Justin Bieber song, bro.
Yeah.
Know
Love
what I'm
yourself.
saying?
I got a question for Vicky.
Yeah.
I was
Okay,
gonna
last
say,
question.
Oh my god, I'm nervous.
all right,
No,
so like basically what Julian was saying about, I guess, all these guys, I guess, boosting up, they're like setting expectations too high.
Simps, okay, so just so you understand, Simps are whether it's OnlyFans or there's a lot of guys that just take girls on dates or buy some things. That's just that's everywhere, and that's been going on, but it's increased now, right? They're blowing girls up, and it blows up their ego. The expectations go, the expectations go even higher because of that, right? Keep going.
That is true. I kind of agree with that, but like I'm kind of curious. Like let's say I want to hear it from like a female's perspective. Let's say like a lot of guys try to impress on the first date. You know, you want to make a good impression, right? First date. So sometimes I guess they might go overboard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But then after they, start dating or start, it drops the standard. It goes back to normal.
Yeah.
Normal every day in like maybe a restaurant, normal everyday
Real
stuff,
life. Call it real life. Yeah.
Just in the beginning, you might,
Yeah.
try and impress her a little bit more.
The honeymoon phase.
Yeah.
What are you
yeah.
saying? Is this a question or a statement?
Do you think what's the right way? Do you think you should start off like set low expectations and then gradually build it up, or do you think you should just
Good question.
from like
I
impress and then
I feel like no matter what, you're always gonna want to impress somebody, but there's just different ways of going about it.
Yes,
I feel like
I agree.
you can impress somebody without having to set that high standard. It's all
Yes.
about being creative. And how you, because like initially, people are like, oh, first date, let me take her to dinner, let me buy her drinks, let's go to a movie or let's do this.
Right.
But it's like you can easily do something like that in just a whole different, just more creative. You don't have like, that's the thing that people don't realize is that like money doesn't make the relationship. Money doesn't like solidify the dating. It's about the experience that you have with each other.
Yeah,
And that's
true.
what people always, and that's why people like, we always want to find new creative ways to go on dates and, think outside the box. People want to be adventurous, or people want to try different things. They don't want to just a simple, oh yeah, let's grab some drinks. Let's go
It's
do
more
this.
like
Let's go do
how
that.
you make them feel opposed to what you did. How you
Exactly.
make
So
them
I
feel.
feel like in a sense, you don't have to like, I feel like spending so much money and doing something crazy compared to not spending so much money, but doing something like hella fun. It could easily balance itself out but it just, obviously it depends on the person.
Yeah, I was gonna say that it also
But-
depends on what type of girl and what type of closet she comes from. If she's
I feel like it definitely, but at the same time, it's just, it's that you want to give them that wow factor, and you can easily give that to them without having to spend so much money.
I'm gonna keep it a buck, guys. I think if the bar, let's say no one's a 10, right? Let's say 10 is the perfect woman. Let's say Beyonce's an 8, right? I'll be honest, man. I'd rather date like a 6. I'd rather date a real one that's a 6 than go for these freaking women that all these simps are, forget. I guess what I'm saying is all these guys are after that's an 8, that has a shitty attitude.
I mean, just recently I went to like, I've never done this before, and this was like super fun, but I went to like an escape room. I mean, it's not that expensive, you know what I'm saying? But it's just different. Like you can do different things like that, or you can go. Let's say you want to go to Golden Gate Park, and then grab some sandwiches.
That's cool.
And like
Picnic.
Ride some bikes.
you know what I'm saying?
Ride some
Go
bikes.
ride some bikes.
What about a photo shoot for a first date? Is that too much?
Yes.
Photo shoot.
Then be like, I'm just using you to get some good.
Wait, you're doing the photo shoot with her? Or you're shooting
No,
her?
I'm just kidding. I'm just guessing. I'm not kidding, but
Wait, hold on.
He's
Is
like,
it
I'm
a
not
nude?
kidding,
Is it a nude photo shoot?
Oh my god!
I'm just curious.
On a first
Is
date,
that
bro, they would
is
like
that third date? How many dates?
disappear.
How many dates is that?
Never talk to you again. If you
Okay,
take
tell
that on
him
a first
why.
date.
Why a photo shoot would not be
Why
good?
not like a photo shoot adventure? Hiking or something like that, or like,
Hiking?
Oh no, that's fine.
Yeah.
The fact that you want to bring a camera and just but then you also have to like let her know, hey.
This is what you do. You're not just some creepy guy taking pictures of her.
Like, hey, yeah, seriously. Like,
Right?
you just let her know, hey, we're gonna let's go on a hike. Hikes are nice. I love hikes. Like
Yeah.
hikes are
And you get to know each other.
And let them know you're a photographer. You're not just some creepy guy with a camera.
no, they know.
Right.
They can
And
see
then,
my work. They can see my work.
and
It's
then,
good.
yeah, obviously,
It's good.
let them know if you want,
Yeah.
if you do want to take pictures along the way, just be like, hey, just so you know, I am a photographer. I do like taking pictures, of the sceneries and stuff. So, I mean, if you don't mind, I'll bring my camera with me. But if it bothers you, then, and that's that gentleman-like feeling, you know what I'm saying? Because then you're like showing, what's the word?
Concern.
No, I wouldn't say
Courtesy.
concern.
Authenticity.
Yeah, like you're being genuine about how
Just be
her
courteous. Be kind.
comfortability.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, that's
Good. What just this just reminds me. I read a story about a dude that brought a coupon on a date and tried to pass it off. You also don't want to do that. Don't do that. That's probably not a good look.
what are you talking about, bro?
Groupon all day
On a
long.
first date.
Groupon all day,
Groupon
bro.
first date.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think he's talking
Why
about a
not?
story. Some guy brought like a coupon
Yeah,
for
he
a
bought a
pizza or
coupon
something.
on a first date.
For
It just
pizza?
wasn't.
Coupon for
I
a
would
pizza.
try hey,
parlor or
Groupon,
something.
tell you.
Groupon.
You're a cool chick, though. I think
not
girls
Groupon,
gonna think
not
you're
Groupon.
cheap. It just comes off kind of awkward.
Nah.
Dude,
Yo,
I would
I'm
do it.
saving my
I would do it all day, but
No, save money.
Right.
Absolutely.
I get
yeah.
it. But I think this all goes back to it just depends on the girl, right?
Right. I mean, yeah. At the end of like I said, at the end of the day, I feel like now everyone's so into the mindset of being successful
Yeah.
and being around people that
Yeah.
are successful that they don't really take the time to think like there are people that are not here yet, and I mean, it is what
And
it is.
people don't
but
think long term either. You know what I mean? They think everyone makes six figures, bro. Like
Right.
10%, maybe less of people that live in this country make six figures. That's the reality. But people are so focused on the segmented few, they think they're just plentiful. There's one for everyone. You know what I mean? But what these women are doing, they're fighting for a smaller amount than they really are aware of.
right.
You know what I mean? Anyway.
Which is why it comes into the idea of these women like, men, step your game up, this and that. And it's
Right.
just because, you know what I'm saying?
Step your game up.
And
Those
I
are
feel
the
like,
women that you don't want then.
right. And I feel like it's shady for some women to say that, because I feel like for men, that is a pride thing as well.
Yeah.
You know, like a guy always wants to be able to take care of a woman. And
because
that's
we're
just-
providers. We're supposed to be providers.
Exactly.
That is
You
true,
know,
yeah.
but I mean, in a sense, that's the best part about like being with somebody that you're building with together, because
Because you're a team. Then you become a
Exactly,
team. We're on the
exactly.
same team and we're building a dream together. That's how that
Exactly.
should be.
I mean, that's how I am with my dude. And
I feel it.
shoot,
It's my wife.
That's hard to
feel it.
find.
Love dream team. Tell
That's
them,
hard to
Costa
find.
Rica.
Hard to find.
Alex, you can join us on the next podcast. Ask more questions. It's all good. All right, dude. We are good. Uncle, thank you so much for joining
Nephew,
us.
I always appreciate being here with you, man.
Is there anything you want to say?
Y'all
Before
are
we-
cute.
Yes.
I'll put all your socials on the.
Yes,
links below.
cool. If you're into hip hop, man, follow trillphx.com, man. They're great in Phoenix. They're the premier hip hop shop, which you didn't even know because you were gone before we actually built that up, man.
Damn.
How about polka? Are you
Polka?
Have you messed
Yeah.
with that? Are you good? Yeah.
Slapping some polka, bro.
Are you good mixing that?
Some
No, I
little-
don't know what I'm
some
saying.
little-
I don't know.
Some
Oh my God.
polka folk country
I just throw
remix.
some-
I'm just kidding.
Hell yeah.
I don't know.
Follow me.
All right.
Yeah,
Social-
what's your social handle so we hear?
It's all below. It's all
Everything is at DJ Akshen.
Nice.
Yeah, Twitch, Facebook, Pinterest, MySpace, Friendster.
he said
AOL.
Pinterest. That's a new one.
All
That's
that,
a
you
new
know,
one.
Twitter, Snapchat. Everything is at DJ Akshen. So
Yeah.
seriously.
Whoop, whoop.
All right, man. Thanks a lot. If there's any comments you have, please, good, bad, we invite them all, and we'll join you on episode 54 next week.
54 next week.
All right, boom. Thank you.
Please.
Woo.
This is Less Than Zero. Less Than Zero.